Hello, I am the mighty Manchuti, insect tattoo artist, and this is Board, Deck and Dice. Today we are looking at a game called Food Fight, which is a card game, and in this game you will draft 9 cards into your hand, and you'll be playing against up to 3 other people, and the cards are quite funny. They've got these little various pictures of food on, and the other kind of cards you could draft into your hand are what are called instants, which give you a bonus to certain foods that you have, and also some mascots which can also be played as instants as well, and these will have an effect. And what you're trying to do in Food Fighter, or Food Fight is a newer game in fact, is you're trying to win certain meals. So out will come a number of meal times. Here we have a dinner worth 3 points at the end of the game, breakfast worth 2, and another dinner worth 2. And what you'll be doing is you'll look at your hand, you'll select 5 troops. Sometimes you might only have 5 troops. You don't have to select 5, but 5 is the maximum. You'll look at what they do. Here's an interesting dinner one. General Chicken, your other dinner troops have +4 yumminess. And the door gunner has +8 to if you play him at dinner. So that'd be a good one. So I'd look at those. I've got quite a good yumminess score already there. And actually dinner has the most points on it. So I would probably look at playing dinner, and then I would choose kind of order to play these. If your next troop is served this meal as a breakfast troop, double its yumminess. I've got 2 of those. I'd choose an order, I'd put them face down here, and then I would choose which meal to play, breakfast, lunch or dinner, and everyone else is doing this at the same time. I would hide that, which one I've chosen. Obviously I've chosen dinner, which is going to be the more popular one because there's things available there. Then everyone would reveal what they've chosen, and we would go in meal order. So the people who've chosen breakfast would play first, then the people who've chosen dinner. If there had been a lunch in there as well, that would play in the middle. And you would reveal your cards one by one, work out the yumminess. If at any point you wanted to spruce it up with a instant, your lunch troop has +3, so I just play that there, give him a bit of a bonus. Sometimes they have to be played at certain times, but the writing on each card is quite good at telling you that. And then you just go on and you'd work out your yumminess and see who won the victory points, and then first to, I think it's 10 victory points, wins the game. If someone should say I've gone for dinner and no one else has, then I would play a random game against the dog where I would shuffle these up and I would play each card against the dog. So the dog would come out, worst case scenario, 20, and I'd be playing my first card. Oh, I've only got 4, so I would lose that one and the dog would win that one. And it's best of 5, so whoever gets to 3 first. So the next one would come out 10, and my one coming out is the toast there, 4, but I'm building, so I've lost 2 here, but I'm building. There might be something here as well, but you get the idea. So this one comes out, this one's now a bigger score, that one comes out 7, I'd probably win that one, and you keep track of all the scores, you work out who's won the meal, and then you keep playing till you've won enough victory points. And that's Food Fight. Food Fight was one of my first games. I see this a lot. I do have acquisition disorder, but it was one of my first games that I bought, and therefore I found the rules quite confusing. I'd never played anything like this before, and it took me a while to get into it. However, once I did, I've really enjoyed it. The problem is that as I've got more and more into gaming, this is one that doesn't really hit the table, and for some reason I don't have the motivation to explain it all, to put it out and to play it as I do for some of my other games. And so for that reason, it's not one that I'm going to hang on to. It's probably my favourite of the ones that I'm not hanging on to, but space and playtime does dictate that unfortunately I'll be letting go of this one. Intimidation factor, again, depends on how familiar you are with games. If you've played games like this before, there's nothing really too complicated. The rules are clear enough. There can be a bit of mathiness when you've built up your combos. You do have to do some sums and work out what your yumminess rating is, but not too bad. The rulebook's fine. It is fun when you get going, especially with someone who you are playing against. That can be a back and forth, and that's really interesting. I like the fact they've put the dog in, but I wish there was a way that you were always guaranteed playing against another human player. If there's 3 meals out in the middle, so if we have lunch out as well, then potentially you're only going to battle someone else. Only 2 people are going to battle each other. So if someone plays lunch, 2 people play breakfast and someone plays dinner, both these 2 people are going to be playing against the dog, and that is not as exciting as playing against another player, especially when a dog has a 20 card that you know could come out at any point. So it's nice it's in there. I don't think it quite works, and that'll be one of my frustrations with playing at the higher player count, or even playing 2-player when different meals come out. I don't like ending up playing against the dog, even though it's nice they put it in there. So that's my thoughts. Intimidation-ish, depending on how you are. Rulebook's fine, fun is there, depending on how much the dog comes into play. I've been Captain Manchantu, tattoo artist to insects, and this has been Board, Deck and Dice.